Okay, so the whole idea of what we just talked about earlier on was this question of being able to defer gain, because literally the whole idea is just because you're exchanging shares doesn't mean that you should pay tax right now. We only pay tax. We've seen this in the earlier chapters when we're talking about capital gains, that you should really only be paying capital gains on realization when profit itself has been realized. Until then, we should defer. But sometimes you get a mixed consideration. Nothing has changed in principle to our value principle of looking at this. I mean, you can test it. Sometimes you'll have an exchange, you'll get some cash, you'll get some shares. We literally do the same split up. So let's go back again here. And of course, for the area where you've gotten cash, we literally then you do have a gain, if you like to consider it. Let's just look at it, and again you'll see exactly what I mean, which is why it's really important to treat it from this. I highlighted this idea comes up over and over again. I'm going to take my piece of land again. You have 5,000 shares in Hive, and you bought this for 30,000. That's your land. Someone comes along and splits it up and says to you, listen, I will give you, for each share, I will give you £7.20 for each share, and I will give you 2 shares valued at £9.90 each. So again, you're selling 2 parts. There's 2 parts to sell. We can't mix them up. So this 2 shares at £9.90, really the full value, yes, is £19.80. So you have something here worth £19.80 and £7.20. So you have this ratio again, right? So what am I saying? So you have whatever it is that's here, I can tell you the cost. The cost is £19.80 divided by £19.80 plus £7.20 times 30,000. That's the original cost. Whatever it is that's here, it's £7.20. You call it what you like, preference share, whatever it is. The principle is that's the cost. £19.80 plus £7.20 times 30,000. So what do I have? £7.20. I'll just do this bit over here. So £7.20. I'm just calculating this here. This area first. £7.20 divided by 19.8 plus 7.2 bracket again times 30,000, and that's 8,000. So this is 8,000. The cost of everything here. We'll talk about what's here. I mean, it says you're getting £7.20 for each share, and you have 5,000 shares. So we'll talk about that in a second. But so therefore, if I have 8,000 here, that means I have here. This must be therefore 22,000 in terms of cost. This is cost. So if I'm going to sell some shares, I know what my pull amount to start off with is, right? So the cost of this area here is 8,000, and you have received, in effect, you've just been told that we're told that you get £7.20 cash times 5,000 shares. Here you have 2 shares for each share, so you have basically 60,000 shares. That's what you have here at £9.90 each. And here you have £7.20 times 5,000 shares. That's what you have here. So you have £7.20 times 5,000. That's what you received. So 7.2 times 5,000 gives us 36,000. So you have received 36,000, and the cost apportioned to that, if you like, is 8,000. So you have 8,000 giving us a capital gain of 28,000. Right, and so the consequences of that, because this is cash, this will be realized straight away because it's all cash you've received. But this will be deferred. So in effect, we keep this base cost of 22,000. Nothing changes until we eventually sell them. So we just recognize. So in effect, all we will do is we will just literally now recognize 60,000 shares at 22,000. That will be the number, right? And you'd have cost here. 22,000, and we just carry on. Literally, that's kind of the principle. Like I said, we're not. There's no increase in the market value. There's nothing. Well, there is, but what I mean is we keep everything at cost, and we just keep growing it that way and dealing with the pool as we sell and take it from there. Because this is all about cost, isn't it? It's about cost until we finally sell, and we can compare the two. Right, and that is it. So that's the end of chapter. That's the end of chapter 20. I will see you in chapter 21.